Let me tell you a story. I have a friend who is no longer my friend. Or shall I say, he is no longer a person I will be seeing unless there is some significant change in his personality. And the reason for this is because although he has a good heart, so to say, and I believe he has good intentions for himself and for other people, but simply the problem is that he is a fucking pussy. He is a little bitch. He's a coward. I won't mention his name, but if he's watching this video, I've said this to you in your messages. I wasn't as harsh as I'm saying it now, but I have said this to you clearly. I believe that the lack of taking action and the constant talking about what you want, yet when the opportunity presents itself to not do anything, to take any form of action, is the highest form of cowardice, and frankly, it's extremely boring. Extremely boring. So, this video, I'm going to go into how do you stop being a coward? How do you take action on the things that you keep saying you will do, but you keep putting them off? And now, as you guys know, I don't come from a place of authority, so to say. This is something that I battle with myself. However, I do have a secret weapon that I have learned from good teachers in productivity and motivation and self-development areas. So, step number 1, full self-honesty. So you see, the friend that I was talking about in the beginning of the video, what he would do is that he would talk about, he would talk about girls, basically. We would go out partying, etc., and then he wouldn't, forget about approaching, he wouldn't even smile at a girl. He wouldn't even, you would think that this guy is gay. He didn't act gay, but you would think he's asexual. He's not attracted to anyone. And let me adjust my mic. I got a new mic for you guys because you were bitching about my sound quality. I say that with love. So, where was I? Yeah, so this guy would talk about these things. He'd be like, oh yeah, once upon a time I had girls, now I don't get girls. Well, yeah, of course, bro. You don't even smile at them. You don't even, I don't even know you notice them. But you see, he's like, just making up these excuses for his inability to take the first step. And it's not like he's unfamiliar with the first step. This guy has been alive for at least 35 plus years. And that's 10 years older than I am. And I know the steps. First step is smile or a hi or anything. I mean, how do you talk to somebody? It's not that difficult. The problem is that he's bullshitting himself. You know, he would come up with all sorts of excuses, and you would see this sort of mindset enter into this guy's other spheres of life. So, for example, for months he's been talking about, I want to work out, I want to do this, I used to work out, I used to do this. Bitch, nobody cares about what you used to do. What you're doing now is what matters. Come on, man. It gets so boring. And my issue, the reason why I'm so pissed, is because hanging around people like this, it seeps into me. If you're like me and you take on the personality of the friends around you, you get influenced and you start to become like them, then you need to be very careful, because I was starting to become like this guy. This is why I put it up in full honesty and I sent him a message. I told him what my problem was. I thought he's behaving like a fucking pussy since the day we met. I mean, it's like somebody's ball's been cut off. And it really is a disgrace, considering he is blessed with 2 arms, 2 legs, and a body that functions. Recently I saw people in wheelchairs, and it really makes you realize how grateful you have to be for what you have, but also to stop being a little bitch and use what you have. It's a disgrace. If you have a sports car in your garage catching dust, that's a disgrace. If you should use it, you should please God by using your what He gave you. You know? And I say He, but obviously God is not. I'm not going to get into that. We praise it, the entity, God, for allowing us to exist in the form that we exist in for now and to accomplish great things. And if you're not accomplishing great things and not even thinking about them, then you're a fucking disgrace. Yes, you're a fucking disgrace. And when I think like that, I'm a fucking disgrace. I mean, how are guys not able to say this stuff to themselves? And when I'm talking to some of my friends and I say this stuff, they become like almost fragile. I mean, how have you been alive this long and not thought about this stuff? So I'm not going to go into a rant about how pissed I am about this. I rather give you an action plan that I try to follow and you can follow. So the action plan is this. Step number 1, full self-honesty on what you want and the things surrounding it, what you need to get it, things like that, just the reality of things, okay? So let me give you an example. If it's what you want is bigger muscles, okay, well, bigger muscles require gym, exercise, weights, probably will require a program, might require a trainer, might not, okay, that's the idea. And what am I doing about it? Well, I'm doing jack shit about it except making excuses. Good, now you're honest. Step number 2 is, get a plan, a basic plan, a gym plan, basic plan, okay? If it's, I want to talk to more girls, okay, it's a basic plan. What do I need to talk to girls? Well, I need to be somewhere where girls are, right? And I need to say hi, and perhaps I need, remember like a few lines just to get started, such as, well, that's a different video. I'm not going to go into what an opener could be, but let's just, a hi would work, could work, does work sometimes. So that would work in that situation. So you need a basic plan, okay? And a plan would include, okay, if I meet this girl, where do I go? How do I take her home, etc., etc. And with the gym, exactly like that. So you've got clear on 2 things so far. You've become completely honest in what you want, and now you have a plan. Step number 3, execute on that plan, bitch. So don't talk about it. Don't look at the plan too long. You've got your first exercise, go do the first exercise. Don't let it be a week from now and then you're still looking at the plan, not even having done the first part of it. So another friend of mine, I gave him a gym plan. And he was, let's be honest, he was being a bitch, a little bit. And he was making excuses. He was saying, whether I should go to the gym, whether I should do martial arts. So I told him straight up. I've become quite honest recently with people because I'm becoming more honest with myself. And I would like you guys to do that too because it's been a positive effect in my life. There's no pressure on my shoulders in that sense. I'm not hiding from things. I know the things. I may be lying to people who are not me, but I'm not lying to myself. Self-honesty is what I want from you guys, from myself, from this channel. So, where were we? Let me think. Yeah, so I was talking about my that friend. So when he did that, I told him, I was like, bro, you are just making up excuses and you're being a pussy. Guess what? He stopped being a pussy and he went to the gym. He faced his fears. Now it's time for all of us to face our fears. Stay I messed that up. Stay audacious.